Hey everybody, welcome back to Mobile Production. I'm your host, Mike Bonine, and today we're gonna go wide lens crazy! Today we're gonna be looking at all the external wide lenses I have, as well as a bonus, we're gonna be looking at the fisheye lenses I have. The brands we're gonna be looking at today are Moment, Sandmarc, Beastgrip, and Shiftcam. So let's take a closer look at all these lenses. Okay, the first lens we're going to be taking a look at today is the Moment 18mm lens. Now, this is the Moment 18mm wide lens. I have it fixed right now on the Beastcage with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. We'll take the lens cap off, and that's what you're looking at right there. The only downside to this is if you want to attach filters later on, you have to use Moment's. Moment makes a filter ring that kind of slips over top of this. It works pretty well. I mean, I have no issues with it. The one I have is a 62mm mount. I believe the one they sell now is a 67mm mount. Moment also has their own special way of mounting things, and that's with the bayonet mount. But thankfully, companies like Beastgrip include these like this, and Small Rig does as well. The second lens we're going to be taking a look at today is the Sandmarc 16mm wide lens. Now, this is a wide lens from Sandmarc. It does have a threaded inlay right here so you can attach filters. It's kind of an odd size. I think it's like 40.5mm, but you can find the filter rings. And it's also great because I can hook this up to the Beastcage. Beastcage comes with the 17mm threaded mounts, which is what these lenses use. Your only other option is to buy a case from Sandmarc and use theirs. The one positive note about Sandmarc lenses is that when you buy them, they come with like a cheaper end case that's plastic and that already has the threads on it, but they also sell a premium case that you can get. All right, we're here with the third lens, and we're going to be talking about the Beastgrip Kenko 0.75 times wide lens. Now, this lens is one of my favorite lenses. I've used it for a long time. As you can see, it's a 37mm mount, which works well with the Beastcages and the Beastgrip Pros. It also comes with filter threads on the end of the lens, which come out to 58mm. Most of the Beastgrip lenses are universal that way, so it's pretty easy to get filters for this, and it's very easy to use, and you're going to see in the test results why it's one of my favorites. And the next lens we're going to be looking at is the Shiftcam 18mm wide lens. Now, the oddball of the bunch would be the Shiftcam lenses. They require their own proprietary mount because they are 12mm threaded lenses. I cannot find threaded lenses from this company in any other kind of product or anything like that, so I am using it with their proprietary case. I have it hooked up right now to the Beastgrip Pro. You take off the little piece right here, this guy, and then you can use this with any sort of thing like the Moment. If you just want to use the phone itself without lenses, it still works great. This is like I said, a 12mm threaded lens. When you get these lenses from this company, they are like, the packaging is phenomenal. Like it makes you like super excited to open these lenses. But you're gonna see from the results in the test that's coming up soon that there's something just not quite right with these lenses. I did buy the whole package that they have, so they have a macro, a long-range macro, a tele, this wide lens, and the next lens we're going to be looking at, the super ultra-wide lens. And the telephoto and the long-range macro are actually really good lenses, but these I have not had very good luck with, but we'll find out more of that when I show you the samples. And the last wide lens today we're going to be looking at is also the Shiftcam ultra wide lens. Now, this is what attracted me to this company to begin with. I mean, because look, how pretty is that lens? I mean, look at that. They're claiming it's a 12mm lens with no distortion. How fantastic would that be? Super ultra wide, no distortion. The downfall would be filters. You can't put filters on here, so you'd have to work around that. But man, this lens is just gorgeous, and that's what attracted me to this company. Once again, it uses a 12mm mount, so as far as I know, you're forced to use their proprietary case. So now let's go take a look at the fisheye lenses. And the first fisheye lens we're going to be looking at today is the Moment 14mm fisheye lens. Now, I've had this lens for quite a while. Some people think fisheye lenses are gimmicky or whatever, but quite frankly, I have a lot of fun with this lens. I've taken a lot of photos with it. I haven't shot that much video with it, but I will in the future. You will find that if you use a bunch of rigs or anything like that when you're using a fisheye lens, because it's so wide, sometimes it'll hit pieces. If you have anything extruding out of here too far, like a gimbal or anything like that, it'll hit pieces of the rig. Sometimes it'll hit it on this little screw here on the Beastgrip Pro. So you got to be cognizant of that, but they're a lot of fun. Once again, this has the Moment bayonet mount, which is great because you can use it with the Beastcage, you can also use it with the small rig cage, and you can use it with the Moment proprietary cases. So the second fisheye lens we're going to be looking at today is the Sandmarc 10mm fisheye lens, and this is also a pretty good looking lens. I've had this for a little while, but I haven't used it that much. I'm anxious to see what the test results show. Once again, this is a 17mm mount, which is you're able to use this on the Beast cages, and you can use it with the proprietary cases Sandmarc sells. Our last fisheye lens we're going to be looking at today is the Shiftcam 230-degree fisheye lens. I'm not sure if you guys can read that. This is the lens. Once again, another beautiful design. I mean, these lenses just look like they should cost a lot of extra money. But once again, you'll see in the test that I don't know if it's the case. I don't know if it's the little, it's not quite properly fit. I don't know what's up, or the lens is just not that great. So you'll find it. This does have the widest view ever. Once again, it's a 12mm mount, just like the rest of them. So there you go. So now we're going to take a look at some of the test results. And here we are with the sample of the Moment 14mm wide lens. As you can see, there's little distortion considering it's a wide lens. The edges look pretty good. They are a little fuzzy on the edges, but you'll find that with most lenses. Here's another close-up shot, and you'll see it has really good focus, edge to edge. Overall, this is a really great lens. I highly recommend the Moment lens. Good bokeh in the background for close-ups. And here's the Sandmarc 16mm wide lens. As you can see, very similar to the Moment lens. It's just a little bit wider, but I honestly can't tell a huge difference. The edges look good. Everything looks pretty solid. Here, similar as the Moment as well. It's got good focus, edge to edge, good bokeh in the background. I would highly recommend this lens as well. And here we are with the Beastgrip Kenko wide lens. Now the Kenko isn't as wide as the rest of the lenses, but in my opinion, it is the best focus, the best quality lens out there. As you can see, edge to edge, really done well. Edge to edge close up here on the flowers. Spectacular, great bokeh in the background. I would have a hard time putting any other lens against this lens. But that being said, you want a little wider lens, go with the Moment. And here is the Shiftcam lens. This is where things start falling apart. As you can see that tree on the left there, and look at the flags and just look at the distortion overall, and kind of a little bit of a cloudiness, like something's not quite right. And here is a close-up. You can see very similar. Look at the edges of those flowers, the top and the bottom, especially on the left. They're pretty horrid in my opinion, and I can't believe this type of lens would pass quality control. Here's the Shiftcam Ultrawide. Now this is potentially one of the worst of the bunch. I mean, you can clearly tell, look at that tree on the left. The whole thing just looks a little cloudy, a little less focused. You can't even read that sign where the center of the focus should be, which should be the best. The flowers are a little bit better here, but it still falls apart on the edges. If you look at that white flower on the left, it's kind of just falling apart there. The bokeh in the background isn't that impressive. And And here is the Moment 14mm lens. As you can see, barrel distortion, of course, from a fisheye lens. But overall, this lens is pretty solid. I mean, the trees have a little bit of fuzziness to them on the left and the right, but overall, the focus is really good. The quality seems really great. And this is the close-up of it, very similar. It's looking pretty sharp edge to edge. I really like this lens. Of course, you have to deal with the barrel distortion, like I said, but overall, great lens. And here we have the Sandmarc 10mm fisheye lens. As you can see, there's quite a bit of barrel distortion on this. The trees on the left and the right do not look as crisp as they do on the Moment lens. Overall, still pretty good quality. I do like this lens. And here's a close-up, a little bit better, but once that camera starts moving, the barrel roll is pretty evident. Which you're going to have that with fisheye lenses, but overall, this is a pretty good lens. I still think I would choose the Moment over the Sandmarc. And last but not least, we have the worst lens of the bunch, the Fisheye 230-degree fisheye lens. I don't even know what's going on here. I have tried so many tests on this lens. It is just a blurry mess. I have no idea how this would pass quality control to be sold. Close-ups are just as bad. As you can see, like, no one would want to use this lens. This is just not usable, and it's one of the most expensive lenses on here, so definitely avoid Shiftcam. So what do you guys think? Shiftcam lenses, right? Am I right? Well, it was pretty enlightening overall. I mean, I've never done a side-by-side like that on all the wide lenses. Wide lenses are the most used lenses in my arsenal. I use them for interviews, B-roll, commercials, a bunch of different stuff. I've had these lenses for quite a while. I still stick by my statement that I think the Beastgrip Kenko lens is the best lens. The Moment would be right there, right behind it. And also, if you want a little bit wider view, the Moment's definitely the right choice. Has a great mounting system, lightweight, so that's a good thing. So overall, stay away from Shiftcam. Do not support that company. I mean, they spent all their money in marketing or building up their packaging, and their lenses are complete crap. I actually had a one-on-one with supposedly the CEO of that company to talk to him about my complaints with the ultra-wide lens. And at that time, I didn't even use the wide lens or the fisheye lens yet. It's pretty sad. I mean, I spent like $500 on all those lenses, and you know, to get that result, I mean, they ended up sending me another 12mm ultra wide lens, but it was the same exact lens. There was nothing different. Everything was still crap. So do not buy that, but stick with Beastgrip. They're a great company. Stick with Moment. They also make great lenses, and Sandmarc's nothing to scoff about. So until next time, that's all I got.